So you say you've never done it with women?
No.
So only men. But you said you've done it with all. Were you trans or were you straight at that time? Like when you did it, would you do it now, for example, with a woman?
Yeah, I would do it. Remember, just to be very clear, I'm not suffering on erectional dysfunction.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Things We Don't Talk About podcast, and I am your host Butomi Ngwenya, and today we are back with another fire-banging episode. Very educational, it's going to be very interesting, and the aim of this conversation is to really to understand, not to judge, not to shame, but to understand and unlearn and learn. Today we're discussing navigating sexuality. And to help me unpack this topic, I've got two beautiful, amazing guests, and I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves, and then we'll dive in.
Hi everyone, my name is Samora. My surname is Mbambi, and I'm originally from Eastern Cape in a small town called Umtata, but currently staying in Joburg, based in Gauteng.
Nice to meet you. Welcome.
Thank you.
I am Junino Miakayaka, formerly known as Jay, from Limpopo, Tzinin, and also residing in Johannesburg, Gauteng.
Okay. Welcome. It's I've been waiting for this episode. Yeah? And I think for me, I'm more interested in learning.
Okay.
And understanding, navigating sexuality. When we grew up, we didn't have gay, transgender, lesbian. There was no such. It was male, female. And ignorant as we are, especially because I come from a very Christian background, I'm a pastor. To me, it didn't make sense. And now it's what we live in. And you can't say it's wrong or right. No one knows. And I just want to understand when sexuality, how do you then say, how do you know I'm gay? Or how did I realize I'm gay?
Should I go for it?
Yeah.
Firstly, I feel like we need to remove the choice. Because a lot of people have this thing that because I'm gay, I made a decision to be gay, which is totally wrong. I might have made a decision to be fully and openly gay. That's the only decision I made in life. But I didn't choose to be gay, if I may put it like that. Don't know how to unpack it fully.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get that minor part that we do not choose to be gay, because if it was, don't think I'd actually choose it.
Yeah.
Don't think I'd actually choose to be gay if it was a choice.
I think also just for me, sexuality is something which we are born with. And we need to hold the same standard for everyone as we do with heterosexual people. If we're going to have a conversation in which we give hints or suggestive dialogues that sexuality is a choice, then it would then also indirectly mean you got to choose when you were straight.
Yeah.
In any case, then it opens a follow-up question in terms of exactly when did you choose you were straight, and why and how did you choose you were straight, which then means that we can open another controversial chat space to say,
Fact.
well, even straight people can be gay. If then there's a choice to be straight, then there's another side of them to be gay. So it's just a matter of that particular principle. If then we're going to say, no, being straight is natural, we're born straight, I never chose, then the very same principle should be held for the LGBTI people. And a second point I just want to clarify, at least on my end, is that I am a very much straight woman. And that's a very controversial part. And again, I think this is part of this dialogue. People are assuming that because you're trans, therefore you're gay. in which case being gay is a sexual orientation, being bisexual is a sexual orientation, being heterosexual is a sexual orientation. But when we say we're transgender, even it's in the name, it's within the gender component. It has got nothing to do with sexual orientation. So it has got everything to do with the gender. So just because I identify as a transgender woman, it doesn't mean therefore by default I'm gay, because then that would give an indirect meaning that I'm not woman enough. I'm still a man who's attracted to other men, whereas trans women are not really men in general.
Women.
They are women. So yeah.
So I wanna allow me to be the dumbest, please.
Okay.
Allow me. So, because I wanna learn. When you say trans, I'm trans. It means you've changed genders, or you
Identify.
Because I wanna understand what when you say I'm a trans woman, what does it mean practically?
So basically, really, it's just a descriptive term. And I'm going to make an example for a layman person to understand. I wouldn't refer to them as being dumb. Supposedly, you go to a bar and you want to order a margarita. You're going to go to a barman. You're going to say, I would like to place a margarita. The first question a barman is going to ask, is this margarita going to be frozen margarita, or is it going to be a shaken margarita?
Yeah.
Whether you are a frozen or shaken, it doesn't mean it's not a margarita.
Yes.
It's still a margarita. True. It's just that shaken, frozen describes a type of a margarita that it is. So when you speak about being transgender, there's also being cisgender. Now, cisgender simply means that you still identify and align with the same sex you were assigned at birth. And if you're transgender, you do not align and you do not identify with the same sex you were assigned at birth. Instead, you align with the opposite one, right? So for example, between myself as a transgender woman and a cisgender woman, transgender, cisgender, like I said, are just descriptive terms, just like frozen and shaken. But at the end of the day, we both are women, just like a margarita is a woman. It just describes the type of a woman that this person is. This one is a trans woman, this one is a cisgender woman. The same could be applied in race. It's a black woman, it's a white woman. Still, they are very much the same. They're women in general. So that's the clarity here. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with sexuality. For example, I'm a woman that is dating men. And in society, any woman that dates men is a straight woman. Yeah. And therefore, hence I said, I'm a straight woman. And I did say, this is going to open a controversy because people do believe that if you are then trans, then by default you are gay, which is not necessarily the same, because gender and sexuality are two different things. They might be similar, but they are not necessarily the same.
So I get that. It's very clear. It's frozen margarita, shaken margarita.
Or margaritas.
Black woman. But what I get to the core is, I think when you say I identify as a trans, to me it's like there was a change.
Yeah.
So there was a change.
Yes.
So, and I'm going to be lame as well. So you were a man, then you were a woman.
No.
What does it mean? Help me understand.
Gender is a spectrum and it's a social construct, right? Yeah. We can't say Samora was a man, therefore Samora moved, now she's a woman. Because then we would have to ask ourselves, what is it that which we use to identify one to be a man and one to be a woman? And if you really think about it, it's what we have in between our legs. Yes. The doctors assign you at birth according to what they have observed in between your legs. Yeah. And in my own book of thought, that's not a definition of what a man is. That's sex. Sex, sexuality, gender are three different things. So we ask, what is your sex, right? Not what is your gender. So I can't say that I was a man before, because then again, we use sex to measure gender, which can't be the same. See, these things are like salt and sugar. They strike off like the same, but they are not. Because even between salt and sugar, there's a difference. And it's the taste. The taste is the differentiator between the two. So now let's come to your question. Samora, what then do you say, how was your life journey? I believe that even growing up, I used to say, I am a girl trapped in a
Boy's body.
In a boy's body. Thank you so much. I don't call it transitioning.
Okay.
I call it gender affirmation. I'm affirming my interior gender by the exterior meaning. So how I dress, how I speak, how I carry myself, all of that is in fact affirming exactly how I feel inside. Again, it goes back to what I said, that gender is a social construct. It's a spectrum. For example, another last point, a single woman as a parent can play a gender role of a father figure. But that does not make her
A father.
or rather a man or anything like that. So again, it goes back to that, to say gender is a social construct. It is a social construct in that sense. And hence I'm saying in my particular book, I call it affirmation, gender affirmation. I'm affirming myself, not necessarily to say I'm changing from one to the next.
Makes sense.
Just to open another one, right? As you could hear her, she has affirmed to being a woman. I, on the other hand, am androgynous. And if we now just look at it, is that I do carry both characteristics of a male or female or man or woman.
Sure.
And I don't have an in-between. It's either, it's who I am.
Exactly.
So that androgynous makes me now identify as non-binary.
Cool.
I do not really want to be referred as a man or a woman. So my pronouns at that time, they're now coming in as a they and them.
They, them.
Because of the androgynously, because guys could see there's nails on my hands, but I still have a beard that's still sticking out there because I still want to hold on to my masculinity while harnessing my femininity that I have as a person.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier on that if you had to choose, you would definitely not choose it. Why?
Society, primarily. It started off as a place where I kind of hated myself growing up because of what growing up in a Christian background, what I know, what I believe in. It was going against everything I knew or everything I was taught growing up. So it was that thing of like, okay, yeah, you can see these feelings approaching, are coming up to me. What do I do? Right? Started praying. Started all these things. I even had a late bloom experience as a person because I didn't really understand my feelings at the time. Because I know a man is supposed to be with a woman. And I do not understand that me looking at another man and I find them sexually attractive, what that was at that time, because Christian mind, Leviticus 18 is still there in my mind.
Exactly.
Know it from word to word. That's how it was embedded in my mind. Thou shalt not lie with another man. It was deep in me, but...
Yeah.
So, and also going onto the streets, they see this and they don't understand it and their reactions to it. It's not things I would fully want to choose to be treated like this. I wouldn't choose to be looked at sideways. You walk down the street, a 5-year-old, to show, I wanted to be like, there's another thing, homophobia is actually taught. A 5-year-old will see me and pass and be like, gay. Where did he hear that? But I have my 4-year-old niece and nephews, I have those, but they don't see no gay man or whatnot. They genuinely just see their uncle there. And that's how it is. So I'm just like, wouldn't choose to be treated like this at all.
If it was
a choice.
And so I get the understanding who you are. I'm guessing, and I could be wrong, it wasn't immediate.
No.
It was a journey.
It was.
And in that journey, I'm sure I know you got backlash because I saw you grow up. I know you got hurt. But was it the same? Was it difficult, especially in family and if you grew up in Christian at the church, to navigate that journey?
I I feel like I have a different experience. With me and my church, I kind of distanced myself in a sense where I kind of felt undeserving, unworthy of God's love. And also before accepting who I was, it was genuinely that thing. What my main mission is, remember this very vividly. I'm in matric. Instead of now, when you go to church, you want to pray for your books, you want to pray for passing. I was dead as, can I say that?
Yeah, you're like,
I was praying for the gay away.
Okay.
That was my main prayer every day, morning, night. I was praying the gay away because I knew the Bible doesn't want me to do this. God doesn't want me to be this person. Religious sense of it didn't want me to be like this. So started off hating myself, then accepting. Then from accepting, now I need to unlearn the word. Now I need to unlearn everything I was hating myself with so I can slowly start loving myself.
Yourself?
Oh, it's still a journey.
It's still
It is still a journey. It is a journey. I think like what you said, I think also mine is different, but there's where they intersect. For example, religion, they intersect, whether you're gay or trans. If it's unbiblical, or I don't know, it's against God's will, religion will be against it. But for me, it's different in a sense that even when I'm driving and traffic cop pulls you up, they ask for your license. They see this person, then they look at you, then they see this person again. You definitely are coming to the station. Whether you're rushing for an emergency, whatever the case is, that'll have to wait. You need to explain, why do you have a license of another person that is not you? The same is extended for airports. When you go to flights, they look at this ID, they look at this passport, they look at you, they're like, there's something wrong here.
Person.
Profiling, exactly. I mean, to start, those are small things. We go to job interviews, your papers say Mr. They expect Mr. They have got an equity that says we need to hire X number of males, Y number of females. Therefore, we would have to interview X number of males, Y number of females. You rock up because you are on paper and on system male, and then they see you say you're a female. Then that brings about controversy, and you stand 10 times great chances of not being employed, because then you are a misfit in our system. We can't accommodate you. Don't know you, you're very foreign. So these are the small things. We go to controversial debates that have been started by your Donald Trumps about restrooms and all of those things. Which restroom do you have to go to and all of that. And your life is being debated upon. Just for you to go and relieve yourself when you are answering to nature, people have to pull that as a debating card. And if you are to hold the same standard for any other ordinary person, that would be classified as being invasive and undignifying. But because you're trans, all of those things have flown out of the window. They are seen to be, oh, it's justified because a trans person, therefore they're very controversial. We can even discuss the controversies of their toilet usage. You get what I'm saying? So it's still a journey every day, each time. That's why I say that I come out every day for me. If I'm in a taxi, and then because there are moments where I can go rogue, where I'm like, I'm not going to shave this beard. And then the conversation already starts to change. People want to know what exactly is happening with you. I still have to come out. So it's not an issue of I came out when I was growing up once and now I struggled and at least I'm getting there now. For me, it's a journey every single day. I have to explain myself to people. If I have to go to clubs and maybe there's security, I need to firstly know which line am I going to be accommodated on, because now we get searched when you enter the clubs. The boys, the females, who's going to be comfortable with me. It's a journey each time, each day, every time.
The bouncer one, I go through it every single time. So you know how bouncers is just mainly men that are standing in the front of the door. They would genuinely just let me pass rather than search me.
To search you, yes.
They'd rather let me pass, or if it's a place that has a woman that's also searching, I'd rather be escorted to that woman. But a lot of them would genuinely not want to.
But if it's so much of a hard work, like you come every day, like your taxi, it's an issue, wherever, why not give it up?
Can't give up my life. My life is who she is. Can't.
Yeah.
Giving it up is like you saying, turn off the switch of the lights.
Giving it up for me means that you are further perpetuating that narrative that it's a choice. You can choose to either give it up or you can choose to stick with it right through. And again, it's not a choice. It's what you were born as. Also, giving it up for me would mean giving up my identity. It's not a thing to give up an identity. Now, I'm coming from a very legal background. I've done legal studies at Wits University. Now, there is a clause in our constitution. And I'm going to just try to not necessarily sound legal, but I'm going to explain things as a layman. Ask yourself why the equality clause caters all identities under the same paragraph. Just to paraphrase it, it says, no one must be discriminated on the basis of sex, race, age, gender, sexual orientation, all of those things. That is where it is, because all of these things are what we call identities. If we can say, why don't you give up being trans? Then we then are opening a room to say you can give up being black, which is an impractical thing to do. You can give up your age and lie and say you're 40 when you're 30-something. And which is a very impractical thing to do. You can give up your socioeconomic background and say you're rich, but we understand where you're coming from. So giving it up, it's not feasible, not practical, not on principle, not on theory, or any otherwise.
So how do you then navigate religion now? Because knowing you used to be active at church, like ushering, you were
grew up basically a choir boy. You part of my youth in the church. Anything that was Christian or God related, I'd be there. If it was feasible for me to do it, I'd be doing it.
Yeah.
And mind you, also guys, I feel like also people should also realize there was genuinely a small boy standing in the front singing soprano as well. Don't forget that point. That was me. And hence, when we now come to religion, that's when the shift came. And I could see myself, I know I'm different. But luckily, I actually went to a church that had a whole lesbian gay girl as our youth leader at the time. This is like 2014, 15, somewhere there. That's the first, in my growing up, that's the first LGBTI person I've ever met.
Yeah.
And she was in church. And I knew Vele, my church was accepting, but when it got to me and now the rails on my court, I think I just spiraled. Because I didn't know what to do, because this guy was also, like he said, he's a pastor. Used to go to his church and everything like that.
Yeah.
And when those feelings started manifesting, because like I said, I was a late bloomer. So things, me understanding myself fully or what I wanted or my sexuality kind of started at the age of 17, and I'm in matric at the time.
Okay.
So all of that kind of created a shift where I thought I'm kind of not worthy of this guy. And is he gonna love me if I am like this? Though I know, and the way I used to love, I love God, let me not say used to, can quote a verse, come to you me as you are.
Yeah.
Right? But when you now go to churches, they don't let you come to them as you are. they will now nitpick their desired sins from them, forgetting that you're also doing something that's kind of wrong. But because I walk in and Janino is gay, Leviticus 18 is quickly up.
Sure.
While we're also forgetting that in the same Leviticus, wearing mixed clothing is actually also a sin. Sushi, crayfish, why is that not brought up? But because I'm gay, it's the biggest sin.
Yeah.
So,
But then now what? Do you still go to church?
no. Not church, but my visitations with God, I'm with me and him privately. But I do not feel comfortable in churches.
It's the same on your side.
No, so I did a lot of indexing.
Okay.
Had to go to different churches to see which ones I feel accommodated in. And there is no better church than the one I'm currently going through right to. There's no better church that I'm currently going to right now. I feel like Methodist, for me, speaks directly.
Yeah.
They don't discriminate. They treat the house of the Lord exactly what it should be, the house of the Lord. And it's no use for us to preach about Christ amongst the converted. We need to take Christ to the unconverted outside. And that's what the church is supposed to be. It doesn't matter what sin you are. There is no measurements of greater sin or lighter sin. It's not like a legal case where we can say it's a complex or simpler case. They take Christ to people, and as calm as you are, that's what they do. And because of that, I found a good relationship with that church. And I now happily go for classes. I'm attending classes in Methodist. I'm going for services in Methodist. I even go for extra services, the ones that which we have on Wednesday. And when I am in the presence of the house of the Lord, it's not really about, this one is looking at me somehow. Oh, that one is preaching about, and all of those things. It's really about my relation and the conversation that I'm having with God at that time and how I feel when I'm around him. So I love the fact that they are not really gatekeeping Christianity or maybe gatekeeping Christ, but they are even open to an extent of saying, look, if there is anything at all, and we're not saying if there is, but should there be any, it will be Christ himself who will correct you. The only way he can do that is if you are inside of the house of the Lord.
What was the hardest part of accepting yourself?
Unlearning. My acceptance went through phases. I did accept, you are gay. Get that part. Then after that, I started hating feminine presenting gay people. Because I'm like, why do you want to be gay but you want to do this?
Sure.
Right? And what I've actually realized at that time, is it jealousy? Not jealousy, but like, I kind of not wanted that, but that freeness that the person had at the time, I wanted it for myself. Because the only thing I had at the time, I was gay, and we need to be masculine presenting. Sure. And they call it straight acting at that time. So in our community, we have a lot of Oscar awards. Because once I know if I pass a group of guys, I need to brood up. So I do not seem gay or feminine in any type of way. I need to change up my walk if I have to, just so I can be safe in the streets. So, it was just unlearning and accepting that I actually need to tap into my femininity and indulge in it. Basically, the androgynous comes back in.
For me, it was just rejection. If there was any difficult part of understanding my life, was rejection. Being rejected every day. It's still a thing even now. And I won't lie and say, you grow a thick skin. You get used to it. No one ever gets used to being to rejection. You can't get used to something that's not normal. Hate should not be normalized. Being spiteful should not be normalized. Being evil should not be normalized. Once we normalize the abnormal, we are really in a state of decay as society. So if there's anything that has to be very difficult and hard about me, is rejection. It really hurts. And even now, it's still painful. For many, you can even have some suicidal thoughts. For some, you can take self-inflicting pain as healing. Others could default to drugs. As a form of trying to survive this rejection. So for me, I pray about it. And that even is 2 times hard, because then prayer is all about faith. It tests your faith. And when you get rejected every day, every time, your faith weakens. But for me, I'm still there, resilient, you know? So it definitely has to be rejection for me.
And when your family first found out, how did they react?
Love them down. I don't want to say I have a fairy tale story when it comes to me being gay, but I guess I got the good hand of it when coming out to my family and whatnot, because I actually have an amazing relationship with my family. My mom forever will be my best friend. I was her best friend growing up till now. We now kiki about nails. That's me and my mom now.
Sure.
And then the one person that I thought it was going to be difficult for him to accept was my dad. And he's never changed the way he has treated me from 2015 when I didn't come out or not said I was gay to 2026. I'm still his son in his eyes. And yeah, my brothers, I feel like it got home. That's when they had to kind of accept it.
Yeah.
You know, that situation where you're not really, it's something that it was outside of their spectrum, then it got home.
Sure.
And by home, it's literally their last born, the Mwana Abalatilang is gay. And what do? You
can't change me.
You can't change me.
Yeah. I wouldn't know about coming out or finding out. I think your question was, how did it go when your family first found out? I didn't know about finding out. Because I don't remember any of my brothers sitting me down and me finding out about their sexuality or gender identity. So I wouldn't do what is foreign to them, which I've never witnessed being done to me. I've never had a come out day or finding out day for my family. Whatever they think, whatever they feel, if there is at all, it's still with them even today. I'm just living my life the same way how they live their lives. We never had coming out days or ceremonies, so I didn't want to do that. But I should say, it was a very bumpy ride. It had speed humps, potholes, gravel. Let's just say the municipality is trying to now surface the area. That's what the municipality is doing. We're not saying the municipality has completed the tar road yet, but they're still trying to surface the area. My mom and I had a conversation about this last week. And shame, my mom used to hate with passion. You know when someone hates with passion? The LGBT. Funny though, she used to love... who's this guy from Uzalo? GC. But she used to hate your Senzo and Jasons and all of those things. She said to me, do you know why I became really how I am with you now? It's because I remember the last time I used a curse word. You said to me, you should actually be proud that I'm here in this house under the same roof as you, because at least you are counted as part of the blessed parents whom they can be able to break bread with their children. Whereas there's families out there whose kids sleep under the bridges. They eat in the dustbins. They would even die to just have a day with those kids in that state. And you are cursing what you already have because you don't understand it. When these parents who are not... And that's when she brought that up and she was like, your words really felt like a sharp thorn in my heart. And that's when I started to realize that no, let me love my child. Exactly what my child is saying, I'm in a better position. So that's why I'm saying, at least now we are lack of a better words, the municipality is just
mending.
Yeah, surfacing the road. It's not tar yet, but I think that's the aim. We're getting there.
So, did the blow up of the
LGBTI.
ABCTZ.
Yeah. Because it blew up at some point, Yosomizi, it blew up, it became like it grew faster into people's eyes. I think social media helped into people's ears and eyes. Did that help coming out? I think the event is called Pride. Did that help to make the journey more easier?
If you remember Generations The Legacy, the one person that kind of helped me spark the conversation besides Generation The Legacy and Sumizi was Generation The Legacy. There was this other trans woman.
Used to be Ayanda.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember that character? The trans woman.
Yes.
Trans man.
They were acting as a trans woman.
Oh yeah. Yes, I remember.
Yes. One day, I remember sitting, it was even an omnibus because it was daylight. It was an omnibus, I'm sitting with my mom. Then the scene of that character came up. Just forgot their name. The scene of the character came up. When the character came up, it's like, Junino, is this you? Literally looked at my mom with that sharp eye on some, what are you saying? And then I look into the TV. It's the guy, it's girl, because she was actually born female.
It's a trans character.
Yeah, the trans character. And then I look at it, I just chuckled and I walked out. And with coming out, I was at my mom's school. She's a teacher. I was at my mom's school. It's the last day of school. And it's 2018, 2017? Yeah. It's my last day of school. And then I was helping my mom give out report cards to her school kids. And one lady came up. She was actually taking a school report. Love her, because it actually helped with the conversation start. She came up to me. She's like, you're such a beautiful boy. Not handsome, beautiful. That's beautiful. The term she used. And then we just chuckled about it, laugh about it. And then after that, she's like, actually, are you so busy now? This is her asking, are you gay?
Yeah.
By using, are you so easy? And then my mom looks at me now on some, what's going to be his response to this question? And then I just chuckled. I'm just like, brushed it off. Remember the same day we got into the car, driving to town. And I remember I'm just like, it's long overdue.
Let me burst the bubble.
Let me burst the bubble, because the conversation now has already given opportunity twice.
Yeah.
Already. Through a character and through a person my mom kind of sees almost all the time because of her work.
Yeah.
So that's when I'm like, yeah, remember the Samizi statement? Kinda is true.
Here is it.
Here is it, Kesar.
Yeah.
And that's how I came out.
For me, events like Pride, for example, which you've made reference to, are educational and awareness campaigns. They speak about visibility. They speak about visibility, and it's not in an aggressive way. It's basically say, this is who we are, we exist. The only thing we request is at least respect, not necessarily acceptance. And that awareness, that exposure sort of helped for people to know, oh, there's Pride Month, oh, there's Pride campaigns. Oh, okay. So what is this about? Oh, this is about education, awareness, visibility. So they did help, things like that. Having TV personalities and social media influencers like Somizis and them to embrace their identity with their sexual orientation as is, also to an extent assisted, because then it sort of made people to see this on daily basis that, okay, these are people who are amongst ourselves. It did not only help the outside community in understanding that there's actually people like Somizis that live that exist. But it also gave courage to those who were part of the community but were too shy to come out, to say, well, the Somises have already paved the way for me. So I think let me just slowly but surely come out, and that those things really were helpful. Yes, in terms of exposure, in terms of awareness, spreading that awareness, and also giving education, not just aggressive education, but an informing education to inform people to be aware.
Now let's get to the juicy stuff. The sexuality, the sexuality intimate part of it. Because we have specific, I don't know specific, but
perspectives, mindset.
Yeah, our mindset of how sex and everything
should look like.
It's like that because but how different is it?
Is it?
Exactly.
I always tell people, that ask me, can you do this position? Because they think because I'm having gay anal sex, I can't do a certain position. And my dead-ass response is, you see the Kama Sutra 365, I can execute them as well with another male. Nothing's different, it's just a different hole. Like this, I don't...
Yeah.
But with a male and a female, it's clear. There's a dick that goes into a hole. With a male and a male, who gets it, who does, like who
There's
gets
a dick that goes in a hole. Okay.
There's a dick that goes into a hole.
But who gets, who doesn't get? Who gives it?
That's when we're now talking about roles into the gay spectrum of life. I'm gonna give you the first three, which is like the basic ones, because if I wanna go into the in-betweens, it's gonna get complicated. So we have tops, bottoms, and verse. Into the community.
Yeah.
There's others which actually contribute into, there's in between top, there's in between bottom,
sides,
guning. But these are the main three ones. All the other ones are birthed from these three.
Okay.
If I may put it like that.
Yeah.
So a top is your giver. So he's the dick provider. Okay. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm so confident. So the top is the giver. And then comes the bottom, which is the receiver.
Okay.
The first two cleared.
Yeah.
And then now verse is then a person that I'm like, I do want a top, but I also want a bottom as well.
So I give and take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just also to add, there's also those who don't believe in those labels. And maybe I must make a disclaimer. Between myself and Jay, no one here is speaking on behalf of
ourselves. Yeah.
Exactly. So I know that there's also within our community those who really don't believe in the labels. And it's a very heated debate, you know. And for me, in such a debate, look, all identities matter. Top, bottom, verse, you matter. You don't believe in it, you matter still. You're still valid. Sure. So I think Jay captured it very correctly. Also, as an add-on, sex is sex. As long as you reach climaxing, you've had sex. Now, you can have sex through masturbation. You can have sex through non-penetrative sex. You can have sex through penetrative sex. At the end of the day, you have climaxed, you've had sex, you know? And that's why we were actually laughing about it. That is a different though, because whether it's penetrative sex in the sense of vagina and penis, it's still penetrative sex in the sense of anal and penis. Or sometimes it's non-penetrative sex, even between a cisgender woman and a cisgender man. And also sometimes it's penetrative sex between a straight man and a straight woman through anal. because they can also have anal sex.
Yeah.
So sex is just sex. And the nice thing I always say to people is that anus doesn't have gender. Kuyafana nje Nkosi yami.
True.
Cha kuyazifanela whether you are having anal sex with your same sex or whether you're having anal sex with the opposite sex, at the end of the day, you are having anal sex.
And it's not a gateway to being gay.
Exactly.
To the straight men.
So for me, it's like, how do we then decide on the rules? Like, do you sit down and decide, or when you start dating, you already know that I'm a topper, I'm a bottom, like, do you decide?
It's the journey. It's the journey. It's part of the journey.
So I can assume that when you are now openly at the level you are now in this journey, you've done both.
Yes. Yes. Don't look at me like
Yeah, she's disagreeing.
I am not disagreeing.
I've done both, but
I've done both and I've done girls. Just saying.
I'm a virgin in that department.
And which do you prefer, girls or men?
I prefer my happiness. It's sex. Look, you know, Mom will be watching this.
Yes, I'm trying to pick my words correctly because
Just saying.
Feel free, guys. I'm a pastor. I still have a church who's going to look at this. If you go check the last episode, I was so uncomfortable because we were talking about sex.
Yeah.
We're commenting, I'm like, but this is conversations we have to talk about.
Yeah, we need to talk about. Man, it's very interesting. And that's why I'm saying, or rather, that's why I said it's still a journey for me. This thing of discovering myself. I have topped, I have bottomed, I have been verse, I have been in a relationship with girls as well. I almost said a word I'm not gonna say. I was approached, I don't know how many times I've been approached by lesbians, even females, trans men. That goes to show to you that attraction is a very fluid thing.
sexuality is very
And
fluid.
sexuality is a very fluid thing. If a cisgender woman can approach a transgender woman for any sexual relations, whether it's a relationship or it's just sexual vibing, that goes to show you that sexuality and attraction goes way over beyond than just sex or what is in between our legs. Like I did mention earlier, there's a difference in sex, sexuality, and gender. So it's a very interesting journey for me in that way. Hence I'm saying my eat thing is my own happiness. If at that particular time I'm with a trans man, sure. If at that particular time I'm with a top and maybe a stable relationship, cool. But like I did mention earlier, I'm a straight woman and I'm dating men. Now my man could be trans men, my man could be cis men, but I am in a heterosexual relationship and I'm dating men.
Just to add on, I kind of saw I was also getting into my happiness era when I found a trans man attractive.
Sure.
And I got aroused because of this guy. Don't want to say your name, but like this. That's when I actually fully realized, because every time I'm thinking I'm attracted to a man, I'm thinking of the.
Exactly.
But I was just like, no, here's a guy, he's good looking, well presented, well articulated, could make also a perfect partner. He takes all the boxes that I would want in a man.
Sure.
But I remember firstly it would be like, what is gonna happen in bed? That doesn't matter. Those are things we can discuss together. But if you do those things, you're now trying to limit yourself.
So you say you've never done it with women?
No.
So only men. But you said you've done it with all. So when you've done it with women, were you trans or were you straight at that time? Like when you did it, would you do it now, for example, with a woman?
I would do it. Yeah, I would do it. Remember, just to be very clear, I'm not suffering on erectional dysfunction. I'm not.
Okay.
How do I explain this in a good way? Okay, let me. In this way, I think I'm trusting. I'll put it in a good way. We have what we call MSMs, for example. An MSM is a man sleeping with men. Yes. Please say it in full.
Men that have sex with men.
Exactly. And they're not gay. We're not talking about gay guys here. We're talking about men that just have sex with other men. Which is a very interesting.
If you have sex with another man, you're gay.
No, then that means everyone in prison is gay.
Okay.
If we are to have that line of thinking, then every guy in prison is gay.
Okay.
So if then we have got MSMs, for example, to other cultures, I'm not going to mention this culture. It's part of in a beautiful African country. There's men who have sex with other men just as a form of punishment and showing that I can do anything I want to do to you.
You enlighten me. Which culture is this?
Yeah, off record. I will definitely do that. I'll send you in the links. I'm very good in articles and reading. Where it's like an alpha male versus a beta male, a type of a vibe. I remember even when I was in primary, again, having forced to wear grey pants and, act a certain way. There used to be this kid we used to call Ualive, but we'd say alive because when you spell Alive in Xhosa, it's actually alive. I remember he used to really provoke me. Those people like I have an assist boot and stuff like that. And he hated gays. There was a time where I was cheeky, and I was like, I'm not having this. And then I was like, something like that. Basically, don't you dare, how do I say this? Don't you dare get too comfortable with me. I'll make you suck this dick now. But not in a, I'll make you suck this.
Not in a romantic sense.
Yeah. So there's such men who are like that, who believe it's humiliation. I mean, I don't know how many videos you've seen on social media where if criminals have been arrested or have been caught committing crime, there would be men actually as punishment saying that they should do things to each other. Not because they really enjoy that or they're into that, but because they see it as degrading and humiliation. So I was just, with these examples, I was just trying to actually answer you to say, I could still have it with a woman now. It really does not define that I'm what is it? Straight lesbian in that sense, point, or lesbian, exactly.
You're gonna be lesbian
or bisexual. It's just sex. Hence, I'm always saying it's about my own happiness. As long as I climax, then I climax.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
There's a lot of learning.
Yeah, and we need 3 hours, man.
Actually, for this episode, part 1, 2, then 3.
We need 3 hours. No, I think, excuse me. For me, I think we need to commit to having another part 2 because time is almost done, right? So that we can, because I still haven't gotten to the cracks and there's a lot of learning here. and I still want to probe that if you can have it with anyone, are you really trans? Are you really gay? Like, maybe you're not.
Then look up the word pansexual.
Exactly.
Where
pansexual is a sexuality.
It's a sexuality.
Not a gender.
Good one.
Because if you're pansexual, you do not fall in love with the gender. You fall in love with the person. Regardless of is Samora, trans, gay, lesbian, whatnot. I love Samora as being Samora.
Yeah.
What is between the legs is a later topic.
And as a last point, just a quick one, as an addition to what you're saying. Think about, have you seen in a lot of, not putting it in a spotlight, pasta, but have you seen in a lot of straight porn, women there would, like straight porn, there would be girls to be forced to be kissing each other, and men are just watching and entertaining and all of those things. But that doesn't mean those girls are lesbians. They're just doing it. So if you're going to ask if you can do it with anyone and same sex, are you then really what you say you are? Then it means then you are saying to those women that they are not straight enough or they are not woman enough. They could be bisexual or lesbian, but it's not really. It's about the fluidity of the entertainment and the enjoyment.
Then the change comes in. 2 girls is attractive to see kissing, but once 2 guys kiss,
Exactly. It becomes an issue.
becomes a whole different issue. So
You see that one? I had a panel of men, and that's the question that I still don't have a straight answer for.
What was the question?
No, why do we find it attractive when women are kissing and find it disgusting when
men are kissing.
Because it's
the
almost
same
the
thing.
same thing, it's just a different gender.
Exactly.
Okay, so lastly, just to wrap it up, right? Not to wrap it, to put a comma. I'm definitely gonna arrange. We get a 2-hour, because an hour is not enough.
Yeah.
Hour is not enough. I'll definitely arrange. What are the misconceptions that we have about you guys that you feel like we need to really unlearn right now as of yesterday?
this needs part 2.
Just high level, summarize.
I want to go back to the bathroom thing. The biggest misconception of it is that why do you think Samora going to the bathroom is going to attack the fellow women that are in the bathroom?
Yeah.
That's the first one. And I hate it with a passion. Remember, going to the bathroom to relieve myself, whether it's peeing or the number 2.
Yeah.
Why would I think that me going into the bathroom, I'm expecting to find someone so I can go?
Exactly.
Because that's the image that Donald Trump has when he's like, no, which toilets are we going to use?
Misconception.
2, hey, for me, it's also not even comfortable using toilets. Because I am feminine, feminine appearing and masculine appearing at the same time.
So yeah, where do you go to?
Depends. I have best of both worlds. Hannah Montana, guys. I sometimes get let into the toilets with females because, oh my God, but it's really true me. Nothing's gonna happen. But when I'm in the guys' toilets, everyone is just like, God, I'm going there to look at their penis, and I'm not there to look at your penis. I also want to pee. And you know, guys' toilets king, it's a urinal. What am I supposed to do?
This one, before I forget, so do you know men, when we see women passing?
Yes, with a nigger, I do that exactly.
So
yes.
I could be passing there, do you know if someone is straight or not, or anyone? You could just that's.
I don't know, but like obviously, you know, when you're just saying she just passing, you also don't know that if that girl is lesbian or not, if that girl is actually trans or not. It's basically the first eye of attraction. Yes, I might be attracted, but it's also now up to me not to cross the person's boundaries. That's where we now come into that conversation. Are we crossing boundaries? Are we now gonna?
No.
See,
part two must start.
Part two
is needed.
Part two must start from there, because then how do you then?
Yeah, we talk about the misconceptions, the mental health, the 666,
the drug
Antichrist, drug addiction, raped and suffering souls, all of those things.
Yeah. And apparently, when all of you gather at pride events or this event, it's like a gangbang of like you just go there to have sex.
No,
so that's a misconception.
That's a big
it requires part two.
Requires part two.
I think what today's conversation really shows us is that sexuality isn't something you can box or label or fully understand from outside. You need to be in it to be able to understand, because it's personal, it's laid, it's lived.
Yeah.
And maybe the problem has never been people being different. Maybe it's because our discomfort with what we don't understand. So the issue is understanding. Because at the core of it all, we are all just people trying to be seen, accepted, loved for who we truly are.
True.
And maybe, just this is the real conversation we should be having. Not about sexuality, gay, lesbian. We should be having about how do we treat people brave enough to live in their truth.
Exactly.
This is things we don't talk about. And maybe it's time we start talking about sexuality. Definitely see you in part 2. We're out of here.